Hi, and welcome to another episode of Roadeo Talk. I'm Kelly,
And I'm Rich.
and we're going to talk to you today about wheelchair securement and also some last minute details about the upcoming National Rodeo in Albuquerque beginning this next Saturday, June 1st. Is it not, Rich?
Well, we're recording this on Friday afternoon, so it's a week from tomorrow. Is when everything gets started.
All right. And when will this video be released?
Probably on Tuesday morning.
Okay, so that'll be.
When you're watching this, will actually be just a few days from now.
Okay, so the rodeo beginning this Saturday.
That's correct.
Okay, very good. Welcome to our last edition before Expo and Rodeo. We hope that these videos have been helpful to you. I know it's been helpful to us, hasn't it, Rich?
Collect our thoughts, prepare
Yes.
for the event.
That's right. We've prepared much more this year than we have in years past, thanks to these videos.
That's definitely true. So the last few videos we've talked about the course, we've talked about being a good competitor, we've talked about the pre-trip inspection portion. So let's start off with the wheelchair securement portion of the competition, Kelly.
All right. Well, for those of you who haven't experienced the wheelchair competition, it's one of the four categories, four areas, scoring areas for the overall competition. The wheelchair securement is worth 200 points, and similar to pre-trip, you have and the course, you have 7 minutes to complete the exercise. During the exercise, you'll be tested on your ability to speak with the passenger. There will be a passenger sitting in a wheelchair. You will need to verbalize what you're doing with the passenger. You'll need to verbalize every step of the way. The lift will be deployed
when the driver gets there to the vehicle.
That's correct. So they'll start by addressing the passenger in the wheelchair, and from that point on, they'll go through their routine all the way to securing the wheelchair properly so it does not move, and then informing the judges they've completed the exercise, where the clock will stop, and the judge will then test the chair to see if there's any movement or skidding.
Kelly, is there any penalty or any reason not to verbalize as much as you want?
No. When in doubt, verbalize more. Similar to the pre-trip inspection where you had to verbalize what you would do under the hood, the wheelchair securement, you would need to verbalize every step of the way, whether it's good morning, Mrs. Smith, how are you today? Do you have all your belongings? Are you ready to go? All right, I'm going to put you on the lift. Things of that nature. So you want to verbalize not only for the judge's sake, but to the passenger, and show that you're in complete control and have customer service skills.
No, Kelly, a lot of drivers around the country have different operating procedures. For this event, can a driver ride on the lift while they're moving it?
Absolutely not. Now, in normal day life, there may be that one chance where you need to ride the lift with an unstable standee or someone who's very insecure in their wheelchair. That is really the only time you should be riding the lift, Rich. As far as our competition goes, you will not ride the lift.
Pretty clear about that. And you're saying the whole event's worth 200 points. We won't get into a lot of that now, but at the judges meeting before the rodeo, or the drivers meeting rather, we'll get into that, all the different point breakdowns.
Correct. We'll talk about there might be a couple of issues that need clarity. We'll cover all of that in the drivers meeting. So if you're one of the competitors, please bring your questions to the drivers meeting. Russ Parrish, our course marshal, will be going over that information, and our rodeo committee person on the wheelchair securement this year will be Lindsay Williams, and he'll be answering any questions on the wheelchair securement ahead of time.
One more question on the wheelchair securement, Kelly. If a driver wanted to prepare a little bit, kind of review some materials, what would be a good place for them to look?
Well, that's a really good question, Rich.
I only give you good ones, Kelly.
I know. I appreciate that. CTAA's past training is one of the best places to go to study for the wheelchair securement exercise. If you've been through the past training or any kind of wheelchair securement training, and or even securement training through either the lift companies or the securement companies, just review some of that information. Though the past training is where the focus of where we take our score sheet from, the other trainings will provide a lot of insight as well. Was that a pretty short answer?
And for all you drivers, you can go to our website at ctaa.org/training, I think, or just click on the training tab at the top of the website, and you can find the past training materials there.
That's right.
So that's kind of the briefing on wheelchair securement. Let's talk a little bit about the overall schedule, so drivers have some basics on what's going to be happening over the event.
All right. Well, the event kicks off pretty much Saturday, June 1st at about 1:30 p.m. is when we open the registration/check-in for drivers and judges, and even any judges who have not registered or drivers who have not registered. Feel free to come by the Hyatt Albuquerque between 1:30 and 7 to register for the rodeo event.
Yeah, we take walk-ins, Kelly.
We do take in walk-ins.
Yeah.
Take walk-ins.
Take in walk-ins.
Yes.
Tough phrase.
But please feel free to come by. If you hadn't registered ahead of time, you can do so. I will tell you this, that volunteer judges will receive a complimentary T-shirt with the Expo and Rodeo logos on them. They'll also receive a lapel pin, brilliant lapel pin.
Yeah, it's pretty spiffy design this year.
It is. It's a nice addition to any sport coat or dress.
Or a driver's uniform as well.
Exactly. You will also receive, as a volunteer judge, all of your meals free on Sunday, June 2nd, beginning with a continental breakfast out at the rodeo site, followed by an exquisite box lunch around lunchtime.
It'll be delivered right to your judging station.
It will be. You won't have to take a step away from your judging commitment. And then followed by the annual Rodeo Awards banquet, which is usually the best meal of the week, as I recall.
That's a consensus.
Yes. So all these things are available to volunteer judges, those of you that have signed up, and those of you that have not, but have now had their interest piqued.
Now, Kelly, I think we're going to be sending out an email next week to all the drivers, letting them know about all the details of the event. So stay tuned to your email boxes.
That's correct. Yes, and that email will also include a flyer about the trainings that will happen before the driver and judges meeting. I can tell you this, Rich, that there at 3 o'clock, RICOM will be holding training in the same room where the judges and drivers meeting will be, and they will go over some of the aspects of their product and proper use of the lift. That will be followed up by Q-Strength Sherlock, who will provide training at 4 o'clock from 4 to 5:30 on the proper use of their securement devices and some of their new products.
Now, is there any cost for drivers to participate in these trainings?
No, there's no cost at all. In fact, we encourage it for just as a refresher course for drivers or even judges or transit managers that want to stop by and take a look at some of the new products that these two vendors are showing us.
Great. And then we have judges and drivers meetings after those. Can you remember the times on those by any chance?
In fact, I do,
that's
Rich.
Good for everybody.
It's actually the same time it's been for at least 18 years. But for those of you who this is their first time, it will be the judges meeting at 5:30 p.m. at the Hyatt. You'll see signs out in the registration area directing you to the judges meeting, registration, check-in. So judges 5:30 to 6:30, drivers 7 p.m. to 8:30, and the drivers meeting also includes the written test, the last half hour. So from 8 to 8:30 will be the driver's written test.
Do drivers need to bring their own pencils to that?
In fact, this year we will be providing pencils for each and every participant.
So we will be on top of that. So if you have a pencil though that you like, feel free to bring that one.
If you have a lucky pencil, please bring it.
So kind of get through Saturday night, drivers take the test, get a good night's sleep. What time do they need to report to get the bus out to the rodeo site on Sunday?
Well, the buses will begin departing at 7:30 from the lobby of the Hyatt, well, outside the lobby of the Hyatt, and going right to the pit at the University of New Mexico, where the rodeo site is.
What's the pit?
The pit is a parking area. The pit is actually their stadium.
A basketball
Basketball.
stadium.
Multi-sport
Yeah, I'm sure.
stadium.
That's a good point.
Anyway, yes, so we'll be at the parking lot at the pit at University of New Mexico, which is about a 12-minute drive on Sunday at 7:30 in the morning. So buses will be departing there. All buses will be accessible, and we recommend that at 7:30 a.m. all judges and drivers try to catch the first or second or third bus out, just so you're there in time to enjoy the lovely continental breakfast and also be ready for the driver and judges walkthrough.
And what time does that go off?
The walkthrough is at 8:30 p.m., so 8:30 a.m.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Actually,
Don't show up at 8:30 p.m.
No, it's easier to do it in the light. So 8:30 a.m. will be the judges walkthrough, judges and drivers walkthrough, and that's where we need all the judges to be at their judging positions.
And then competition will start as soon as possible after that, but most likely around 9 a.m.
Usually 9 a.m. is when we begin the competition.
And then how about for judges who have completed all the different sections of the competition, will there be transportation back?
Transportation back is really not our problem after we,
Yeah, that's
I
not correct.
kid. No, there will be a continuous shuttle going throughout the day from 7:30 to 3. So if you finish your competition, or if you're just going out to see your driver or a friend or something, there will be continuous shuttles going on.
And can drivers and judges bring any guests out to the competition?
In fact, they can. There's no charge for anyone to come out to the competition. They can ride the bus over there from the Hyatt. No charge whatsoever. There will be a concessionaire stand at the competition that will begin serving some form of lunch out there beginning around 11:30.
Mm-hmm. But if you're not a judge or a driver.
That is correct.
Okay, we get through the entire event, and then we're on to the fun part, the reception and banquet later on that evening.
One of the highlights of the whole event, not only the meal, but just the period of time when we get to recognize the competitors in this event, recognize the judges, the sponsors, everyone that brought this safety event together. And like we mentioned before, the meal is outstanding. We will have a slideshow going in the background to refresh everyone's memory of the fun day that they had out on the Albuquerque pavement.
Well, that sounds like a fun couple days. So in the meantime, stay tuned for that email that should be coming out this evening or tomorrow morning. If you don't get it in your own email box, maybe check with your supervisor who might have registered you for the rodeo, and that will have all the details you need. But we're looking forward to seeing everybody out in Albuquerque in just a few days from now.
And if you have any questions at all, you can send me an email at Sampson, SAMPSON, at ctaa.org.
You can also reach me at SHAWN at ctaa.org as well. So I'm a little more responsive with the email, actually. So Shawn at ctaa.org is what you want to look for.
Well, at least you'll get the right answer from that email.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. And thanks for watching any of these videos on the rodeo, and we'll see you out in Albuquerque real soon.
Thank you.